Hey, this is a video for IMPACT.3, so go ahead and check out the essential vocabulary, set up your guided notes, and look at the aim. Describe how pollution contributes to biodiversity loss. Okay, I'm just getting a little emotional. This is our last video together, so I'm just going to push through. Alright, today we're talking about pollution. Pollution is one of the contributing factors to biodiversity loss. And pollution is the introduction of harmful substances that can damage ecosystems, harm living organisms, and disrupt natural processes. Examples of pollution are water pollution, like this pollution on the Newtown Creek in North Brooklyn. We also have air pollution, which is represented by this smog in an urban environment. And also we have a lot of plastic pollution in our world's oceans. So the two different types of pollution that we're going to talk about, air pollution, is caused by fossil fuel combustion. And that's because we're releasing toxins into the atmosphere. Not just carbon dioxide, but also sulfur dioxide and mercury. And they can lead to respiratory illnesses because they damage lung tissues. And also they can contribute to biodiversity loss because the conditions in the environment are outside of the range of tolerance for many organisms. Now, water pollution can be caused by agriculture because the fertilizers can run off into the waterways and it can alter the natural chemical makeup of that water. But also it can come from manufacturing, because the manufacturers will release chemicals into the water. That can lead to biodiversity loss because, again, the conditions can be outside of the range of tolerance for many organisms. Now, acid precipitation is another type of pollution where we have low pH or acidic rain that's caused by a reaction between water and sulfur from coal combustion. So we have areas that will combust coal for either for manufacturing or to generate electricity. And these air pollutants blow downwind to another area that is, hundreds of miles away, and where the water in the atmosphere mixes with these pollutants, causes a reaction that contributes to acid precipitation. So areas like Chicago, Detroit, and Cleveland and Pittsburgh will release these pollutants, and they will blow east, and they may fall back down to the earth as acid precipitation. This happens in upstate New York. Now, acid precipitation, again, is caused by fossil fuel combustion because they're releasing sulfur. And this can contribute to property damage because it will react with limestone. Limestone is what you'll find in a lot of headstones at cemeteries. It's also in a lot of statues. So if you see any of these old statues, like Greek and Roman statues, they may be damaged. That's because they've been hit with acid precipitation. Can also contribute to biodiversity loss because the acid or acidic conditions can be outside of the range of tolerance for many organisms, both plants and animals. Now, the ozone layer is a section of the Earth's atmosphere that absorbs harmful ultraviolet rays from the sun. UV rays are blocked by this thin layer in the atmosphere. This is expanded to show everything. But we have the ozone layer, which blocks a lot of the sun's ultraviolet radiation. Remember, ultraviolet radiation is just the type of radiation that's found in sun's rays. It can contribute to mutations leading to skin cancer. So the UVA rays are not really impacted by the ozone layer. UVB is mostly blocked by the ozone layer. This contributes to skin cancer. And UVC is very harmful, and they're blocked by the ozone layer. Now, you don't have to know A, B, or C. You just should know that ultraviolet rays are blocked by the ozone layer. So the ozone depletion, that is the destruction of this protective ozone layer in the atmosphere from CFCs in aerosol sprays and air conditioners. So ozone is represented by 3 red dots, O3, you'll see it right here, and the sun's rays can naturally break them apart and they can reform back into ozone. But when you spray these CFCs, they release chlorine atoms, and these chlorine atoms can break up the ozone and make them back into oxygen. Oxygen is very stable. Oxygen likes to be O2. O3 is not very stable, so it doesn't really last that long. So we want to do whatever we can to protect this. And the ozone layer was noticed to be thinner around Antarctica, and it was noticed in the 1980s. And since then, there's been the Montreal Protocol, which was an international agreement where countries made efforts to reduce the amount of CFCs that are being released into the atmosphere. In the 40 years since the Montreal Protocol, the ozone layer has made a lot of improvement. It's still not back to where we need it to be, but it's showing a lot of promise. So ozone depletion is caused by CFC use because those CFCs, or chlorofluorocarbons, are breaking apart the ozone. This can lead to skin cancer because UV rays cause skin mutations in our skin cells. It can also lead to biodiversity loss because the UV rays can impact photosynthesis. It can cause damage to the leaf tissue, which will impact or alter the ways that plants are able to get energy from the sun through photosynthesis. So what I would like you to do is first respond to the aim. Describe how pollution contributes to biodiversity loss, and then practice what you've learned by completing practice problem set 3. I hope that this video was informative. I thank you for your attention, and I will see you soon.